Hi there, welcome to another video of Still My Workflow. And today we're going to focus on the proposal creation process and also on not getting ghosted by our prospects and trying to increase that response rate. So today it's going to be a long video because we're going to be doing two different workflows, but they are linked together. So I thought it would make sense to put them all in one single video. So yeah, I'm gonna show you now. Okay, so as you already know, this is my CRM that I have in Notion, and we are going to be focusing on the proposal generation process. And I have two different workflows on Make that we're going to be seeing how they work very, very soon. This is my proposals database. You will need a proposals database, and this database is linked to my opportunities database, which is linked to the contacts database. So one contact, let me open this one, for example. I have contact that has opportunities linked to that contact, and that opportunities might have proposals linked to it, as we're going to see now. So if you have a contact, you can click on the create new related opportunity and you will get this opportunity here. Now we are going to be creating a new proposal for this specific contact. So I'm going to click on create new related proposal. And what I did is create a proposal template. So anytime I create a new entry on my proposals database, I will be getting already a quick start because I will have a proposal almost ready in which I only have to change details on it. Let's see if it loads. Okay, so I have my proposal template, and you see that I already have a lot of info. So every time I create a new proposal, I only have to change the details for this specific project or this specific client, but it will just take me a few minutes instead of hours because I already have my template. And this is quite a simple one that I made just for this example, but think that on Notion, you will be able even to include a video here. So you can include a video of yourself talking about your services, how it is working with you, and why they should work with you, and include even more information than the one I have here. So I have these callouts just to remember everything that I have to change because before submitting this proposal to my client. And yeah, I would come here, I would change the information. So what is the summary of this project, the benefits, what does it include, the price on the different phases, and the payment terms, for example. Then here also, apart from that video that I mentioned, you can also include benefits, scope, whatever you prefer. But one thing, if you are working like me on structure, on workspaces and things like that, I like to include here on the workspace proposal structure. I like to embed a whimsical board where I draw the whole structure of the workspace and how that will look like after the project delivery. And also on the project timeline, I include here a database. So this is an inline database for this specific project where I just write here all the different phases, how long they will take, an estimation of them, and when I will deliver each milestone that we agreed on. So yeah, this is why I think that writing proposals on Notion, it's not just easy because you get a very good quick start to start with, but also it shows a high quality of your work. And you can embed, I said whimsical, but you can embed your Figma files if you are a designer or any other URL. Um, so let's say I've changed everything here. So let's say I change the summary section, I've updated, and the one thing I have to make sure of is that I have to make this page public so that my client can access it. So that's my reminder here. What else? I have here a relation to the opportunities database, and here it's where I will say to which opportunity this proposal is related to. This is important because the opportunity is itself linked to the contacts, right? So if I want to automate sending an email, sending information to a specific contact, then I need to make this relation so the make automation knows where to look for and who is the person it should be sending the emails and any other information to. So I'm going to link it to the example opportunity that I have created. And you see that once I link to the opportunity, I already get a deal line item. This is also in my CRM, but you see that I also got now the people automatically filled in. This is myself because we're going to be trying on this example. This is the status of the proposal, and this is the stage, which also it's taken directly from the opportunity, right? So let's say I had a discovery call, so that's why the opportunity is in the discovery status, and we agreed that I would be sending a proposal, and that's what I am doing right now. Yeah, I'm going to change this. So let's say a proposal, still my workflow, so we know this is the one we are working with. And yeah, I have my proposal ready. I have everything ready now. So yeah, let's go and start with the first workflow. I'm going to explain it before we try it so you know what's supposed to happen now. So we have a Notion module and it's watching the proposals database, which is this one I have here. And now this is the one that we have opened here. What it's going to do, and this is quite interesting, you will see how it works now. Well, first of all, we have a filter. We only want this to continue happening if we have the proposals in a specific status, which is to send, right? This is how we are telling the system that we have our proposal ready, that we click, which I didn't, the publish button. One second, because I didn't mention this. So before sharing the proposal, you need to make it public, and I don't want anyone to duplicate it. I only want them to be able to visualize this proposal. And also, it's very interesting to use Notion because you can put an expiration date to your link. So if you want your prospects to give you an answer on your proposal before, let's say, 72 hours, 5 days, whatever you want, you can make this automatically and accessible after these days, right? So I can click on choose a date and I can say, hey, I have, let's say, 5 working days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the 19th, it will be automatically inaccessible for my client. So um, we have this module which is watching to this database. Any change on this database will trigger the module, but only it will continue on those proposals which statuses are on to send, right? So we are telling the system that our proposal is ready to be sent. Next thing is going to happen, we have an append page content. You will understand this one later on when we watch the second flow. We have opportunity info, which mainly it's looking at this proposal, and for this proposal, it's looking to the related opportunity that we have here. Then it does the same, but for the contact info, so it goes and takes the value on the opportunity database and look for the related contact information, and it sends an email to that specific contact. We have the email here. You can write some HTML to make it look more beautiful, and again, you will be needing this if you want to make it look like a button, which we will see why we are having those buttons in the second proposal flow. Then it will update this status from we have it to send, and it's going to be updated to send. So you know that this proposal has already been sent to the client and that the automation work. And you will also avoid this workflow from happening again, because it will only add on those proposals which have this status. And lastly, it will get this opportunity, and again, it will update the status of the opportunity. We have it here on discovery, but you will see that it will be updated to the next step, which I think it's proposal, or yeah, proposal. So I'm going to click on running this module and let's see what happens. Okay, let me change the status to the right one, which is to send, and click on run once. Okay, so everything is green and all of the steps were completed. And if we look now at our proposal, a few things happened. One of them is that we can see now that the status of the proposal is now on send, and also the status of our opportunity, the one linked to this proposal, is now on the third step, which is a proposal. What else happens? If I scroll down, we didn't have these buttons before and they appeared now. This is the second step here, in which we are appending content to this specific page, and you will see how these buttons work on the second step. And let me go to my email, because we should have gotten an email. Okay, nice. So this is the email I got. Hi, first name of the contact. Your proposal is ready. You can access it through this link. So I'm going to click it. Let's continue reading. Note that the proposal is only valid for the next 5 working days. To make it easy for you to provide a response, you can answer just by clicking on the buttons below, or those you will find at the top of the proposal page. I should change this, is at the bottom. Click here to approve and click here to reject. I'm very much looking forward to starting with you. Please do let me know if you have any questions. So why it's important to include these buttons? I'm sure if you are working on a proposal basis and you are a freelance and you're working by sending proposals to your customer, many of them tend to ghost you instead of reject you. And it's kind of hard for people to tell another person they had a call with that, yeah, they don't want to work with you. It can be for very different reasons, can be price, can be that it doesn't match their timeline, and there might be a lot of different reasons for them to make that decision. And yeah, sometimes they just prefer to ghost you and not write you that email. But if you make it super easy for them to provide an answer just by clicking a button, they are much more willing to yeah, just click the button, and you will know that you shouldn't continue working on that proposal. And yeah, to move forward, try to contact a different lead, send another proposal, and also plan your schedule, right? Because you know now that you won't be working on this project, and that way you will have more information to plan accordingly what your next steps should be. So let's go and see the proposal link. You see here, and this is also important, I cannot change the proposal status, because if you remember when we shared, we didn't give any editing access or commenting either. You could allow commenting if you want to. Another thing is that they don't see anything on the opportunities, and this is because you only gave them access to this specific page, but you didn't give them access to the opportunities page. That's why they will never see anything here. Again, the stage is the opportunity stage. That's why it's also empty for them. And another thing that happened when this status was updated to send by the automation, you will see here we have an automation which automatically set the date sent to the date that this status was updated to send. So you know when this proposal was sent. This is also important in case you want to provide follow-up email or something similar. It's very useful to have this date automatically filled in for you. You could also make this automation work with Make if you prefer that way. And then our customer will be able to see all of the different information that we have included here, and also they will be having these two buttons which are the same that they have on the email, just to make it super easy for them to provide an answer and avoid them ghosting us. So yeah, let's go and see now what's going on the second module scenario and how these buttons work. Okay, so this is my second proposal flow, and it starts with a webhook. What is a webhook? A webhook is a trigger that we can have in our module scenario. It's a custom webhook, and what it does, it's just a URL that is provided directly by Make, and whenever this URL is triggered, it will trigger the whole scenario. So how does it work? Let me go to our buttons here, which are the same that we have on our email, and let's look at the URL. Okay, let me copy them here. So what we have here is the URL from the webhook that Make provided to us, but we can add parameters, and this is where the magic happens. We added two different parameters. One of them is the status, and another one is the ID. When someone click on this button, this is the URL they are going to. And the cool thing here is that it will trigger this second scenario, but it will not only trigger the scenario, but actually provide additional info. And the additional information that is providing here is that the status is approved, so that they click the approve button for the proposal, and an ID, which if you look at the proposal database, we have an ID property here, and it's our proposal ID, so that we know which button and which proposal they are providing an answer to. So this is what is happening here, and we have this information now, which proposal we have an answer to and which is the answer to that proposal. Then we have a webhook response, just because we want to make, when someone click on the button, they will go to an web page as any URL you click on, and you will see now we wanted to make it look a little bit better, because the overall one, the general one that you get, it's quite ugly. And what it's going to do is going to say, okay, I have the ID. I want to look for that specific ID that I got an answer to, and I want to add only on that ID. Then I'm going to filter, because I want to continue only if the proposal status was sent. I don't want to have an answer for a proposal that was accepted or rejected, and have people changing that the whole time. So they can only provide an answer once, and I only want to continue this workflow if the status of the proposal is sent. I'm going to look for the related opportunity again, and I'm going to look for the related contact again. And lastly, I'm going to get the status of the webhook, and I'm going to look if they click the rejected button or the approved button. Depending on that, I will be updating the opportunity stage from proposal to lost. I will be updating the proposal status to rejected, and I will send an automatic email to the customer or the prospect that clicked that button. And I will be doing the same if the proposal was approved. So I will be updating the stage to 1. I will be updating the proposal to approved, and I will be sending an automatic email to my client. So yeah, I hope that's clear. Let me show you the email so you see that it's the same information. Okay, this is the email, and if I copy and paste here, you will see that again we have the status approved and the ID of the proposal. And if I copy the rejected one, I have the same, it's the same URL. The only change is that the rejected here is changing. So if we look at the first scenario and we want to look at how these buttons are created, so here, what I am doing is I'm looking for this page ID, which I know from this previous step, and I'm appending this content, which is the general URL. I'm appending before is the one for approving the proposal, so the status is approved. And lastly, I add automatically the ID because I want this to be created automatically. I don't want to come here and change the status ID manually. So what I will do is just take the ID from the previous step and appending that ID to the link. Also, if we look at the email, I have the same happening here. Everything in here is HTML just to make it look more like a button. It's just not plain text. You could make it in plain text. You can write HTML. You can ask ChatGPT to write the HTML for you. And again, what I have here is just the webhook link. And what I do is just change the ID automatically from the first step of this workflow. So it's super easy for me, and I have everything under control for this workflow. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run the second scenario, and we are going to click the rejected button, for example. Let me run it, and you see now it's listening and it's waiting for someone to go to that web page. Let me minimize this one. And I said we were going to reject it, right? Let me click on it. Okay, and we just rejected our proposal. So what happened here? This is the page we are going to see if we click on that reject button. So it's custom message. We are sorry to hear that the proposal has been rejected. If you have any feedback, feel free to share, which is, I think, quite good. We also have made this with a custom script on the HTML, on the webhook response. So what we have here is we look at the status just to display different text if the status is approved or is what or if the status is rejected. Okay, so what else happens here? So we can go to our proposal and it will search for that proposal just by looking at the ID, and then it will change the updated we rejected this proposal. So it will look at the opportunity as we saw and update the opportunity to lost because we rejected the proposal. It will change the proposal status to rejected. And I also should have gotten an email. So let's see. Okay, and I have a new email. So, hey, Tris, thanks for giving a response to our proposal. It's a pity you have decided not to move forward, but I'd love to get more info on why you decided so. If you haven't done so yet, you can fill out a short survey below, and you can include here a link to a survey. It can be a Google Forms, or I usually use Tally Forms, so I would include here a Tally Forms survey just to know why this prospect is rejecting our proposal. try to get more info, if it's on pricing, if it's on timelines, or something else that, yeah, so that we can improve and increase our dance rate. And yeah, I hope we can stay in touch. You can subscribe to my newsletters through this link. Looking forward to staying in contact. Trees. So you get sent an automatic email to this prospect, and I think that's also quite good because they see that you have your systems in place, that you are working towards great customer satisfaction, and that you want to be in contact with them. Even if it's not right now the moment, you still value them as a possible customer and want to maybe work together in the future. So that's what happened if we click the reject button. And now let's go and try and click the acceptance button. And let's see what the customer will see. So let me just change this to proposal and this to send and have this one running. And now we are going to click the acceptance button. So click here to approve. You see it's super fast and we get a different message. So now we get, that's amazing and thank you for approving the proposal. I'll get in touch shortly. I think it gives a good image and first impression of working with you. And you can even customize this message much more. You can include your logo, you can include any message you want to. This is done by the webhook response module, and here you can add everything you want to add using HTML and CSS here. So what happened here? So we have our status accepted now. Our opportunity stage is won, and I should have also gotten an email as before, but now in case I click the acceptance buttons, let me go back to my email, and here we have it. So exciting. I can't wait to get started working on this project. As per our agreement, you can proceed with the first payment through this link. So here you can include your Stripe link, Revolut link, whatever, if you wish to. You will then get access to your client portal with all the information from the project. From there, you'll be able to access documents, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, this is the automatic email in case we want to send an automatic email for customers who approve our proposal. What I would suggest here, especially if you have high ticket clients, is not sending this email, but actually creating a draft. There is a module here that for you to create drafts. Let me show you. So create a draft message, and then you can, especially for those big clients, customize this email. But yeah, and the cool part also is that you can now continue this workflow, and actually, if the proposal is approved, continue with the client onboarding, right? So we saw client onboarding on another video that I will put the link below, but you could also put this all together and just change here the status of our client to working with. So from pipeline or from discovery call to working, and then automatically trigger the client onboarding workflow, and then have the client onboarding automatically done just when your customer clicks the approve button for the proposal. So yeah, lots of different possibilities here. This is one way of doing it, and I think we have completed this workflow now. So I really hope you liked it. If you have any questions, please do let me know. And also know that if you don't have a HTML or CSS knowledge, it's now easier with ChatGPT to get some code, but also these are totally optional. You could completely delete this module and it will continue working. And you could also just write plain text on your email and share the links, and it will work as well. So yeah, I really hope you liked it. If you did, you can subscribe to my channel, you can subscribe to my newsletter, and be the first to know when these videos are coming out. And if you have any questions, do let me know, and I'm happy to answer them for you. Thank you.